Peace, fam. And one Rosso Nation. The universe is revolutionary. How y'all feeling tonight? How y'all feeling doing? Yo, yo. I have watched the second episode of The Last of Us. The second episode of The Last of Us is super dope. Like real dope. First of all, I want to say that if um, if Naughty Dog had took their time with Uncharted when they made the Uncharted movie, the way they took their time with doing this series, Uncharted movie, off the game Uncharted would have been a lot doper. Or they could have done a series like they're doing this. It would have been a lot doper. The Uncharted movie was dope. They tried to squeeze all the games in one movie. Um, it was dope, but it lacked some elements of the game as far as like the fighting, the way Nathan Drake fights and shoots and everything and stuff like that. And his character, the way his character is, they missed some marks on that. But nonetheless, the movie was good, but not as good as this show is going for The Last of Us. Because in the beginning of the show, they did something different in the beginning of this episode that's not in the game. And it starts off in Jakarta, Indonesia. And mind you, I'm watching this on Fire Stick. So when I find it and I'm watching it, I'm like, hold up, is this the right show? Because they're talking in uh, whatever Jakarta's language is. Um, and they're, they have subtitles. So they're using their language and they have subtitles. And they're in Indonesia. So at the beginning, is how it comes on. And I'm like, hold up, is this the right show? That's the disadvantage of using Fire Stick, right? But anyway, so I fast forward a little bit and I see the lady talking. She mentions cordyceps, which is what they call in the fungi, which is the fungi in the movie. I mean, from the game or whatnot. And so it is in the show. So I reversed it back and started over and started watching it, right? So this what makes it very interesting. Okay, so some soldiers go to a restaurant there in Jakarta, Indonesia. Some soldiers go to a restaurant and they find this lady in there eating, and everybody's in there looking like, oh, this must be serious. So they get the lady and escort her out of there, and she's probably middle age or something style woman, and she's in the back of the car while they're driving down the road, and she asks, "Is she in trouble?" And he said, "No, you're a professor of I think it's mycology." Um, I had to look it up. It's the study of mycology is the study of fungus or fungi. So I was like, "Oh, okay, she's a professor." So they getting her to see if she can give them some information, and they're showing it like, this was uh, those 20 years ago, and before the situation. And so they take her in the lab and she looks at under the lab and they're showing her the specimen. She started asking these questions about it. So they're telling her it's cordyceps from a human. She said this fungus can't live in a human. And so they take her into a room where they shot a lady in the head because she was infected. And she pulled, and you can see it. She sliced her leg, and you can see fungus like it's inside her leg. It doesn't bleed or nothing. It's just you just see some fungus in there. So uh, she goes in her mouth and pours out some fungus out the lady's mouth, and the fungus started moving towards the lady, the doctor, the professor, and she gets scared and run out of there. So she's sitting there in a room, and one of the main soldiers bring her some tea, and she's shaking. She's very nervous, and so he's asking her questions. She's asking him questions about how many how many more people did this happen to, or where did this happen? It happened at work, at a factory, at like a grain flour type factory, and they said one person bit somebody. And she was going crazy, real violent, and the lady asked were any people, other people missing from work, and the man was like 14. And she's like, "Oh man, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get bad." So she knows that it's terrible. So people that know the game already know how bad the situation is, right? We were just watching like, oh man, we already know how bad it is. So the man says, the soldier tells the ladies like, we need to come up with a vaccine, a medicine, or something. And the lady, she's a professor in this. She's like, sir, I've been studying this all my life. She's like, there's no medicine, there's no vaccine, you know. And I'm like, ooh, I'm sitting there like, right, right, right. So then he's like, so what do we do? She turns, she looks up, she says, bomb, bomb the entire city and everybody in it. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows how serious the situation is. They have to bomb everything. Uh, and so I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh snap! And then like this is the beginning of the show, so then it cuts right to the opening title screen. And it's like I'm like, this is wrong. This is so wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even in that part's not even in the game, and it's set it up for the second episode. So dope. So when it comes back on, Ellie, the girl that's been bitten, that's immune, right? She's she's laying there, and Joel, the man that's supposed to be escorting her across the country, and they have Tess with her. Tess is a lady that is like partners with Joel, and so it's crazy because now they're going on, they're talking about what's going on. They have found out that she was infected. They found out that Ellie was infected, and but she that no, that she was bitten and she was immune, and she couldn't be infected, right? So they're questioning her about what's so important about her, and she tells them, that she's immune. And so they're arguing about if they should continue or not, right? And so they finally decide they're gonna continue, continue on or whatnot. And I'm riding this series because I'm gonna pretty much be on every series, and I'll probably video my review of every episode of the series. Like I said, this is my one of my favorite video games, and right now they're doing a great job of this what they call this adaptation of this game, for this show. And they're showing so many different things in this show that's straight from the, the game. Now, one of the craziest parts is when one of the clickers come in. That's one of the monsters. That's one of the infected people. They have like this clicking. They be like, and they be clicking. You know what I'm saying? Almost like the predator, but more clicking, click, 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 click. Uh, like that, like the African tribe clicks, right? But it's steady. It sounds really, really steady and creepy. So uh, they're showing one now. Whoever this actor is that played that part, yo, that dude acted. His acting part was amazing to be like that clicker, like how the clickers move in the game. Like it's real creepy, and the dude was doing it. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this dude is doing that. Like, and I know they use probably like some computer graphic type imagery with it as well, but you could tell when it was him and he was moving like that. That was dope. So word up to whoever that actor cat is that did that. But yeah, because it was believable and it was tense. This tension. That's how the game is. It's like, and you learn you got to be very like the dude was saying in the show. He was telling them they can't be quiet. They have to be silent. They have to be silent. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stealth. So now that's a part of the game when you have to move in stealth, like silent. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be. You can't make no noises because clickers they're attracted to sound. They can't see, they're blind. So you could be in front of them and they could be right here, clicking in your face, ready to attack something. But if they don't hear you, they might just turn around and go the other way, right? So it's real creepy and scary. Like that's how that game plays. So you creep around and they be right there. You be like, boy, you be sitting there for a long time, be scared to move in the game. Unless you got your guns and you can shoot, but you have to be careful shooting because they move a certain way, like you can miss. And you got to shoot them in the head, shooting them in the body don't do nothing like that, right? So you got to shoot them in the head, and uh, so they make it so right in the show, which is really dope how they do it. So I got to give it up to Naughty Dog and them cats over there for that. Yeah, man. They one part they changed as far as how Tess dies. They changed it, but it was dope how they show how she died because she gets infected from fighting. They realized she got infected. Tess, the lady that was with Joel, that was S.O.U.L and Ellie, she gets infected, bit on the neck. Same way in the game, but she sacrificed herself. She tells them to go while some military cats are coming in this museum they was in and try to get across to the other side of the city or whatever, the town. And some military cats are coming in, and she's like, well, I'll hold them off since she already knows she's infected. Joel and Ellie know she's infected. It's just a jacked up situation. So she's like, y'all got to go. I'll buy some time. So they leave, and she holds them off in the game. You see them, they come in shooting, and she shoots, and whatever. You hear her yelling and whatnot, but she gets took out, and they have to go out. Sad situation. But in the show, she knocked over a bunch of the gas in the building and set the building on fire. While all these um, monster zombies coming in to rushing the building. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very different. So the monsters rush instead of the soldiers coming in, and it was the weirdest part is one of the monsters stopped running and see Tess over on the side. She got a lighter. She keep trying to strike it, and it's not striking. So the monster just he walk over there all slow. All of them are running past. You know what I'm saying? They walk up to her all slow. Like he's like, hey man, what's up? Like he's going to holler or something. And it's funny, but he go over and like he's getting ready to kiss her, and she's sitting there still trying to light the lighter. He's coming over with the fungus coming out of his mouth because it attached to you. So, she let him get close so she can get ready to strike this lighter, and he start kissing her and stuff going in her mouth. It looked real disgusting. And you see them Joel and Ellie's walking out the building, then the building explodes. Boom! So because there was some grenades they threw down and gas and everything. So and that's pretty much how the show ends for the second episode with that explosion. So they have to move on further. So the next episode, it's a lot in the game. So we're gonna see what they're gonna do in the third episode next week. It's probably gonna be pretty dope. They'll probably change up some stuff, but it's gonna be dope. Uh, like I said, be on the lookout for that fruitcake. It's coming. It's coming. Because that dude Neil Druckmann, I think his name is, that wrote the story in the game and everything. He's kind of a weird guy. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. But for the second episode of The Last of Us, dope, dope. Just dope. Really, really dope. Excuse me. Uh, but on that note, we're gonna see what's up. I'm gonna say it was dope. I enjoyed it. I was real hyped. I think the second episode was, to me, it was doper than the first episode, mainly because of the introduction of the second episode and showing those clickers. Those clickers are ill. But yeah. And when he pulled the gun out and started shooting, it was just like the game. Like you gotta keep missing, and then he finally hits and whatnot because you're trying to figure out how they move. But it's a game movie now. Remember this show is based off a video game. So on that note, y'all have a good one, man. This is Ant One, Rosso Nation. The universe is revolutionary. Play your part. Peace.